All right, Panther fans, hockey fans, this is it. This is it. This was the full season. Counted it up the other day between the regular videos that I do and the lives and the recaps and the reviews. 300 videos, give or take,
Wow.
just for this season, just for this season. So first things first is just thank you all for everybody's support. Everybody, I mean, the subscribers gained 1,300 subscribers this season. And for this, for what Stu and I do together, especially, really appreciate all the comments, even the ones that are constructive criticism. Really do appreciate that. And views continue to uptick. We'll just put it that way. So we're happy about that. That said, the Avalanche would have killed our Panthers because that team is just too good. They're built. They can beat you with speed. They can beat you with toughness. They can beat you any which way. And they can play two ways at once. They can play wide open offensive style and at the same time shut down deep. No, I've not seen a team like this. So congratulations to them. Stu, how you doing this morning, bud?
Hanging in there. One thing that needs to be mentioned is that the one question mark of Colorado was goaltending.
Yeah.
And they got the goaltending. Kemper was fantastic.
Yep.
Hats off to the Lightning too.
Yeah.
What they did, and it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough winning one cup.
Yeah.
Let alone two. And again, extenuating circumstances with the bubble and the shortened season. But, to get to the finals, to get to 6 games this year, I think, you said it. I think they ran out of gas.
Yeah.
You could see. And also they were battered and bruised. But can't take anything away. Colorado was predicted to win this year.
Right.
I had said all along Colorado and the Panthers in the finals.
Right.
Who knows what would have been if the Panthers had played like they did in the regular season during the peak of the regular season, where they were just dominating every game. Who knows what would have been, but that's not what happened.
Exactly.
And maybe next year, again, they should have learned their lesson from last year's season. We thought they did.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
But I'm thinking Colorado was the President's Cup winner for just about 2 weeks before the regular season.
Exactly.
It's like they took their foot off the gas.
Right.
Whether they were thinking the curse of the President's Cup or not.
There was a lot of debate within the fan base in terms of should we go for the President's Cup and shouldn't we? But really, we kind of oopsed into it because, we won 5. Then it was 6 in a row. Then it was 7 in a row. And then when you get to that level, you start, you're not going to turn it off then. You know what I mean? You want to win as many in a row as you possibly can. So we kind of got stuck with that. But to your point about Tampa Bay, when it was over, when the final seconds, when they waved off an icing that, in my opinion, should have been icing. In my opinion, there should have been one more face off. I'm not blaming the loss on that. But that, it should have been icing. But after the game, as soon as it was over, and they're showing the Colorado, the Avalanche and their fans, and they're jumping up and down and they're going crazy. They showed multiple Tampa Bay players, and they just right where they stood on their knees and on all fours, and just barely functionally breathing. I mean, just wiped out. And they played that first period. I thought we were going to game 7 because that first period they were laying down and blocking shots. And with about 4 minutes left in the first period, Colorado started to take it to them. And then it came out in the second period. And to be honest with you, only Andrei Vasilevsky and a little bit of, and the crossbar and the post kept that from being 5-1 or worse. It was especially the third. Tampa had 2 shots in the third period, and one of them came like in the first 30 seconds with a Kucherov 2-on-1, and he missed. I don't know if he missed or if he hit the post, but they had 2 shots. So, I mean, Kemper was clean the whole third period, but Colorado just suffocated them, man. I mean, it was like if if you've watched Panther hockey and you took the most dominating period that we had, this was worse. This was they just would not let wherever that puck went, they wouldn't let Tampa anywhere near it. And Stu, go ahead and give us your thoughts here real quick, because I got to let Fluffy out of the door, so I'm going to be gone in about 10 seconds.
Okay.
I'm coming. Hold on.
You would think that after Stamkos scores so early, crowds all jazzed up, that the momentum is now with Tampa, that they build on that, and Colorado just, they just found a way to get it done. Third period, man, that's a way to hold on to the lead. Just attack. They were physical, and Nathan McKinnon showed what greatness is. I've said it all series, how fast he is with the puck. Even when he's stick handling, he's at Connor McDavid speed. Yeah. So out of all the players on Colorado, I'm really happy for McKinnon. Colorado's come close so many times, and there's been so much disappointment with that team. I feel bad for their fans, and now I feel really happy for the fans. 21 years. I mean, they've won the cup before, obviously, but 21 years it took them to win another one. So where
it took them that long to, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but it took them that long to even get to the finals. They hadn't been
to
at
the finals. Yeah. So I mean, we're at 29 years. We've never won it. We're going to win it.
Yeah.
It's a matter of time.
Yeah.
Let's see what Maurice does. But
hopefully we're still living.
I thought that Kemper was just, I mean, he came up with the saves when he needed to, and, a couple of posts hit.
Right.
The man, just look at the players that stepped up for Colorado. Kadri playing with a broken thumb.
Right. I was concerned with that thumb. I was concerned when he was holding the cup up. Did you see they slid and dented it though? I mean, they dented the thing before I even started the post game to my recap.
Let me tell you something. I've lifted the cup a few times.
Yeah,
it's not a light.
No,
it's heavy.
Yeah.
So if you notice, the players when they're skating around, they bring it down at least once.
Yeah, they bring it up and then
yeah, they can't hold it up for as long as you would think.
Yeah.
But I'm happy for Joe Sakic. Not too many, players that have become coaches or GMs.
Yeah.
Win the cup again.
Yeah.
So just a great team.
Yeah. No doubt.
Well deserving of winning the cup. And like I said, it's so hard to win the cup once, twice in a row, 3 years. Just now you got to go back to the Islanders and just think 4 in a row, 19 series in a row. That record is not going to be broken.
Right.
Now you got the cap, you got the cap. So it's even harder. But the Islanders went to 5 straight finals. And that last final, they were done.
They were done.
Between injuries and just energy, they were spent. And, you had an Oiler team that was just becoming their dynasty. So
right.
It's sad that the season's over, that we're not going to be able to watch another game. But now I guess we focus on what's going to be with the Panthers. So
the first thing we're going to do is, instead of the live streams at 6 or 7 and then the game, first thing I will be in my waders 2,000 yards down the road, standing in the middle of the river. That's where I will be for the next 2 months at night, because I earned it. That said, there will still be plenty of content. We're still going to have live streams. We're still going to do plenty of work. So there's no question there. But you know, when I'm looking at it, I'm trying to wrap it all up, you know, because
Yeah, because I got one more thing to say about
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. You go.
the greatest thing for me is watching the post celebration
Yeah.
and who gets the cup
Right.
after after the captain.
Right.
So he gives it to Eric Johnson, who was the longest tenured Avalanche player.
Yeah.
And then Johnson gives it to McKinnon, I believe.
Yeah.
And then they gave it to oh no, excuse me.
No.
Johnson gave it to Cogliano.
Yeah. That's
So
right.
they didn't even give it to the assistant captain next, you would think.
Right. Right.
Would be Landeskog. So that just shows hockey players with their egos and the respect that they have for their other players.
Right.
But what's really cool in the whole thing about the post celebrations is when they start giving it after the coach and the GM, they start giving it to the equipment managers.
Right.
The guys that are in the trenches. You people have no idea how hard those guys work and how long hours they work. Because once the game's over, yeah, the players shower, they leave, they get on a bus, maybe they get on the plane, maybe they go, but the equipment managers are still working.
Yep. Yeah.
I know from experience, man, you gotta, you don't just pack up dirty, smelly uniforms and leave. You have to wash all that shit. You have to pack up the bags. You have to get them on the truck, get them to the plane. Obviously they're flying back to Colorado, but it's really nice to see those guys lift the cup. The unsung heroes of any hockey team is the behind the scenes staff.
Right.
So just wanted to make that comment because it's got to be made,
Yeah.
I tip my hat in appreciation and respect for all of those guys.
Yep. That's a really good point. So to close it up, Panther fans specifically, don't feel so bad because that team would have killed us. Now, we all love Bobrovsky, and he's improved. He certainly is better this last season than he was the first 2 years. But if you don't think Colorado would have put up 5 a night, I mean, they were putting up 3 or more on Vasilevsky. We would have got killed by this team. If we would have made it, I'm not saying we would have been swept again, but we might have. We might have. Colorado's that good. And looking at the playoffs as a whole now, you kind of see it all. And the one thing I see is definitely something was wrong with the Panthers. You took them
defense.
I mean, in the room, because you take them to 6 last year, and this year you had Ekblad, you had Drew, you had Sherratt, you had Reinhart, you had good goaltending, and then you get swept. That's a big change, and we all know, coaching was probably a big part of that, but intensity and attitude played just as much of a part of it. And that question, I would say that question needs to be answered, but it's possible that the coaches, or it's possible that Zito answered that question for us by going out and getting a new coach and getting rid of the assistants. That's my take on it. None of us really know. I'm just looking at it from the outside thinking, I think they didn't believe in Brunette. But
we did say, where I said, what happened with the assistants?
Right.
McKenzie, Sammy, where were those guys getting in Burnett's ear? Why didn't they come up with the idea of making adjustments?
Right.
That's what assistants are supposed to do, advise the coach.
Right.
They were nowhere.
Right. And I think that part of that is Q was such a big personality and such a big part of everything that, he felt like he could handle a lot of the things and didn't need experienced, salt and peppered coaches. We'll put it that way. But talent level as well. Now, I don't know, this is a little bit off topic, but we lost Mammon yesterday, so that he won't be coming back. So the talent level on this team, I'm looking at what just happened between us and Tampa and Florida, and then the Rangers in Colorado, and we're not there yet. We're just not there yet, because Tampa, Kucherov, Stamkos, Colorado, McKinnon, and Landeskog. If you want to make those two pairs even, right underneath them is Barkov and Huberdeau, but not even, not yet. And I don't know if that's going to come. So we're going to need a bit of a better supporting cast. I think you're going to see that happen this year. Lundell's going to need to improve. He's going to need to get some size to him. And there may be some tough decisions that we have to make on that fourth line, because I was thinking about it and I'm watching Colorado just go crazy and just smother teams and everything. And I'm thinking
2 sweeps.
I'm thinking, I'm looking at that. I'm thinking, I'm not sure that Nola Chari and Patrick Hornquist and Ryan Lomberg are gonna be the guys to put us over the top. We love them. And they're great and they're fun. But I'm not sure, looking at the bottom 6, that those are the guys, because we don't have McKinnon, Landeskog, Stamkos, Kucherov. They're Barkov and Huberdeau are not quite. They're right underneath. They're at the top of the next level, but they're still at the lower level. So
as far as quality players, yes. As far as stepping up, resounding no.
Right.
Those guys, Kucherov and Stamkos, led Tampa. Landeskog, McKinnon, led, and the defense. You got Hedman.
Yeah.
You got
Makar,
and then you get Ekblad.
Right.
Ekblad didn't have that great of a playoff either. I'm sorry.
Right. No.
Coming back from his injury, he didn't come back to where he was in mid-season, where before he got hurt, where he was tearing it up.
Right.
But Barkov and Huberdeau just disappeared.
Yeah, exactly.
As opposed to those 4 guys stepping up and leading their team.
That's the point. Yep.
So that's the point. And then, Colorado was just dominant. And it goes without saying that they had 2 series where they swept.
Yeah, I know. and Edmonton, I know we make fun of Mike Smith, but Edmonton's got a good team. But and so does Florida, and we got swept. So it does happen. It just goes to show, and they showed the statistic for Colorado. I might butcher the number of years it's been, but it was either 4 years or 5 years ago where they had the least amount of points in the league. And then they just, kept improving. But there was a lot of first and second round losses in there. If I remember correctly, it was either 4 or 5 years. So, we've got a long off season ahead of us. Panther fans, because we've got the coach. The puppets have told me I've said I have top secret information. It definitely comes from Francisco. He's never wrong. Be prepared to lose 2 players. That has Twitter on fire, shaking their heads. It's going to happen.
Here's what I want to know, Eric. Intensity. That's ingrained in a person.
Yeah.
I don't think it's something that's taught.
Right.
So what I'm thinking, how do we get Barkov and Huberdeau to the level where they step up their game and they're the leaders? I mean, we've seen in how many playoffs now? 3? Islanders series, even maybe the Jersey series they were, but Islanders series, and then I should say playoffs, but Islanders series, and then you got Tampa last year, they didn't even look good against the Capitals. If not for Verhaeghe, I don't think we win that
Right.
series. Verhaeghe and Bob. But again, where's Batman and Robin? Where were they?
I already talked about this on the stream. It's not Barkov, it's Lundell. We're not winning until Lundell takes that spot. He's got the mojo. He's got that. You could see it. He just needs to get bigger and continue to improve. I said it during the season. I thought Lundell was better early on than Barkov was, just because of exactly what you just said. Not that he was so intense, but for a rookie, he had that swagger, right? That's the word I'm looking for. It's not Barkov. It's Lundell. When
he has
right, and
I think he's got the hockey IQ.
Right.
How many times have we seen Barkov have a great opportunity
and pass the puck
and pass?
Right. No. Yeah.
And the play doesn't work.
Right.
Lundell,
right.
He knows what to do.
It's not Barkov. It's Lundell.
That's a big statement.
Yeah. No, but you figure Lundell and Spencer Knight should time out just about right. And all we've got to do is keep the core around them. But that's what we're waiting for. Barkov's not going to, it's Lundell and Knight. That's what we're waiting for at this point, because we could all love Bobrovsky and think he had a great year, but Colorado would have killed Bobrovsky. I mean, if they can figure out the shot placement to beat Vasilevsky, go ahead. Did you forget about it? Oh, you got to take it. All right, Panther.
keep talking.
Yeah, I'll keep talking. Stu's got to take a call.
Hello. Yes.
Hey, Stu, mute your phone. I'm going to mute Stu. Okay, he's muted. He was expecting a call back from his car insurance company. So I will just continue the point. He'll come back in a minute. That's something we talked about on the stream. And I believe it wholeheartedly. I love Barkov. I love Bobrovsky. I don't think Bobrovsky is going to be here much longer. I think this is going to go to Spencer Knight's net. And
sorry, guys.
That's okay. And we're not waiting for Barkov and Huberdeau. We're waiting for Lundell and Huberdeau or Lundell and somebody else. And I'm not going to, the point there is that Barkov is not going to suddenly be able to make it happen like a Kucherov or a Stamkos or a McKinnon or Landeskog. He's not going to turn into that guy. He is who he is. Now, we've seen Huberdeau during the regular season. We saw him play with some swagger. He definitely became a lot less pass first this season. Maybe if Lundell can improve and continue to improve and be that guy before Huberdeau gets too old, if we can time those two together, some of Lundell's swagger will rub off on Huberdeau.
That's interesting that you say that. I'd like to see. I don't think those two played together.
Right. No, they didn't. No.
But just think about this. Opposing teams in the playoffs have found a way to neutralize Barkov. And that is with physical play.
Every series.
He folds when at least one, maybe two guys are on him and they're hitting the crap out of him.
Right.
I mean, think about what they've done to McKinnon.
Right.
But, and then, I'm saying, a lot, sorry. But, Kucherov, Stamkos, Landeskog, those guys, they know that they're going to be targeted and they rise above.
Yes.
So maybe it's something that's never going to happen with Barkov, as great as a player as he is.
Right.
Huberdeau, he's got it, but I just think he thinks too much. That's his problem.
It's weird what happened with Huberdeau, because he was so good during the season. And then the longer the playoffs went, the worse his play got. So, all right, guys. This was
there's nothing else. There's nothing else.
That's it. That's it.
It just sucks.
That's it. We're done.
It sucks.
It's over. We're done. Throw the roses away. That wraps up the 2021-2022 season. I will have a video out later, though, That is the first in my new series. I'm not telling anybody what it is. A couple people know because they've helped me with it. It is going to be a series that involves, I'm not going to say every team. It should involve most of the playoff teams and a few that didn't make it, probably somewhere about 10 to 12 teams, one video at a time. You'll like it. You'll like it. It's just trust me.
Good.
And then
Did you notice one other thing?
What's that?
Did you notice that Gary Bettman did not hand the cut, didn't take care of the cup
That's right.
presentation?
That's right.
Bill Daly did.
Yeah,
who's
that's right.
The deputy commissioner. Don't be surprised one of these days you hear that Bettman's retiring.
Yeah, he's been around a long time,
Been around a long time.
It's a lot of work,
30 years.
Yeah,
Something, 30 plus years.
Yeah,
I found that interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. That's how you know the commissioner of sport's been around a long time, when you can remember their name and you're not thinking back, because they're not in the news a lot. So that's a good point. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yep. All right, guys. Thanks for a great year. We really appreciate all the support. The content is not stopping. The season is over. We are now into off-season mode. But I probably will not make a video for every single thing. Like, I don't think I need to make a video. We lost Maxon Manman. He went to the KHL for 3 years. Maybe I'll write articles instead of making videos for every little thing. We'll see how that works out. But, in 1 week, I could be dying for content and making videos about conjecture.
Why do you think he left?
Well, we talked about this on the stream last night. I think he must have family. It must be where he wants to go, because even if it was like the Panthers saying, we don't want you, there would have been other NHL teams interested in him. And supposedly it was a 3-year deal. So I think he must have family or something there, and that's where he wants to be.
Do you think of lack of play had something to do with it? I'm not saying that he was insulted, but he came back to this, he came back to the team thinking he was going to be an integral part of the team.
I think he might be looking at the on-ice product and who's getting the ice time. And he may be sitting there going, I'm better than Marchment. I know I'm better than Lomberg. You know what I mean? Give me a shot, maybe, but I have a feeling to go to that part of the world now with everything that's going on over there, I think that must be where he really wants to be. So that's my guess. That's my guess. Okay. So, all right, guys, appreciate all the support. I will see you again later on this afternoon. And if you're interested in the live streams, because I still will have 2 live streams a week, keep an eye on the community posts. That's where I'll be announcing any live streams, a live stream schedule. I'll usually try to let everybody know 24 hours in advance of that. Otherwise, thank you for a great year, and go Panthers.
It's been fun, Eric.
Yep, absolutely, brother.